Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be here and talk about something that I just went through and I remind myself. Because you know how it is when you know when you need to do, but you sometimes catch yourself in not doing that. Well, that what happened to me just recently, and I would like to share with you what I decide when I'm going through this kind of emotions or when I go through having the idea that, hey, why am I expecting things about others? Why am I expecting someone to do something instead of me going and having a conversation and create some kind of agreements? Now, I know in the relationships, even at work or at home, you find yourself in the situation where sometimes you're thinking that what you're saying, it's understood. It's getting across. We've done this before. We know what we need to do. We don't need to talk about this again. All that kind of stuff. Even at work, we are going through some kind of a monthly routine here. We know what we need to do. Why do we need to bring things up again and again? So, as a leader, as a partner, you're just getting innovative, getting in your mind. Most of the time, you're just finding yourself just expecting something from others. And if you do that, you're going to set yourself up at the same time for failure. You find yourself that you're disappointed, you feel betrayed sometimes, you feel like you're not listened to, you're not cared for, and you're just putting yourself on the line for not making what you could make from a particular relationship. So, what I would like to remind myself at the same time and talk to you about is what if and taking those expectations to an extreme, you kind of realize that they're so cowardly. Expectations are not healthy; they're toxic. Expectations, it's well, I don't think we're born and set in this world so we can meet the expectations of others. We're here to meet others, understand who they are, be curious and love everything we find about the other person, and at the same time, see what we can create with them, co-create something new. That's why the agreements are a much better option instead of having expectations. So I'm gonna just take it one by one a little bit because I want to get you to the point where it's hard to have not have expectations, live without having expectations, but is a state of mind that can give you that peace that we all want to have most of the day. Is the state of mind where instead of creating some kind of arguments and just create in our brain more cortisol and we're looking for the oxytocin, we're looking for the bonding hormone. We're looking to how can I connect with the other person in such a way to understand. But you see, I need to want that. I need to be present. I need to take myself out of my mind of just me. It's me here that we're talking about. And it's about having the other person in front of me that I care. So you can create much better relationships at work and at home if you are just looking for creating agreements. The most toxic environments that I've seen in organizations are those where a leader, or at least has the name to be a leader, it's moving around expecting things from everybody, expecting people to be on time, expecting people to do their job, expecting people to not have questions and know what they do all the time. And so they can just move around and be happy and look at the profits at the end of the day. Things are not like that. So if you are that kind of a leader, you'll probably find yourself with people that are unmotivated. They don't give you even 10% for what they could do, you'll find yourself that putting that fear on someone, you're not going to get the best out of them. Because as human, we cannot function with our brain if we are in the best quality of our brain, if we are going to be under pressure and under fear most of the time of meeting someone's expectation. So let's change that to an agreement. How would that look like if you're in an agreement? Well, it will look like when you are taking charges of something that it's happening and you're just bringing someone into a conversation and discuss, express why you do not enjoy certain things, or why X and Y things that people may do may make you feel. Bring that up to their awareness and talk about how can we create an agreement together that you understand and respect my wishes, so I can also understand and respect yours. But create an agreement, explain, have the other person stay in the conversation long enough to understand what is going on the other side. If they don't care, if they don't stay in the conversation, if they are not there with you, you cannot create an agreement. You have nobody that you can create an agreement with. So in that case, probably that person, it's someone that you should not have anything to do with. Or if you're at work and you need to be in a discussion, find out what interests that person so you can connect. Most of the times when we are inviting people to discuss about, and we're putting ourselves in there, we're looking from outside to that situation, we are able to come up with agreements. We can move a meeting half an hour. We can just have more patience or do something else in the meantime. We can rearrange our time in order to create something that will work for everyone, and win-win-win situation, as it says. But most of the people are not able to do that because they catch themselves into being so much wrapped up and care about themselves, just about themselves. And when you come with that, you're not going to be able to experience, you're not going to, what the powerful, the power that exists in when two people are coming together and they are creating something together. So if you can leave for one day, couple of hours, without having any expectations from anyone, and then you can also see what is happening when you are able to create a good agreement, because as humans, we're gonna love to deliver something for someone, that especially if we care. And we don't want to disappoint people. But we need to make sure we're clear on what we want, what we ask. Sometimes we're not clear because we can't read minds. And sometimes we want to confirm and do not want to test our assumptions. So assumptions and expectations are something that I talk always in any team, and I work on those two things. And just recently I found myself that I just forgot how to utilize that for myself. How can I just don't have such an expectation from someone that it's so, especially in a personal relationship, it's hard to employ this, because with others we can have discussions, we can make disagreements, but no, we need to bring the same context in our personal relationships. We are getting so much derailed by what we feel when our relationships is not okay, and we're getting derailed from delivering anything else that we have to do in life, being a good mother, being a good business owner, or just work for a company that has a contract with us to utilize us at our best rate. And if we are realizing that the way we are responsible, how do we feel and how can we show up for others and how much we can influence them, we will be so much more careful in what pressure, intentionally or unintentionally, we're putting on others. And what is that we gain out of it? Sometimes we're not getting any of it. It's just teasing, or it's just something that we're thinking that it's going to help, but it's actually so toxic for the other person. So let's come back to how can we do agreements rather than expectations. Having those open conversations and do not assume anything that you probably are, and test them, discuss about it. It's 7 o'clock the time. It's what are we gonna eat this? Are we, the more we stay in the conversation, the more connected we're going to become, and the trust level is going to be preserved. If we allow ourselves to not have those conversations and to assume and bring those expectations are going to come up in our mind, they're coming kind of like brother and sister here, right? And they're coming together with these assumptions and they create a recipe for failure. It's beautiful when you don't expect anything and you go in and you have a pleasant surprise. You can enjoy all the little surprises that can exist. But if you set up expectations and you're not meeting them, you're going to be disappointed. And the other person will have no idea what you're doing. You then have no idea of what they were supposed to be actually doing. And that's where things are getting really, really messy. So I'm inviting you today to think about that. I'm inviting you to talk if you have needs. Send me a quick text. And I also want to say out loud that we catch ourselves learning and growing and finding that we need to take back what we learn and apply to ourselves, because I will never do something or never ask someone to do something that I cannot do. But at the same time, I'm not experiencing with that. I cannot sell something that I don't know how that feels like, right? The same way. So it's important to go back and remind myself as well that I felt short at times when I get too triggered by certain things, and I am not reminding myself that I need to create those agreements. But that it could be hard, could be some of the discussions may be harder than we think initially, but we still have to take them. So I'm here to pledge that I'm going to make the discussion that I need to and open up and create those agreements everywhere else that I might have felt short in recently. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.